All right, friends, I'm in the back, so I'm gonna clean the fountain and store it in the basement because if I leave it outside, it definitely will crack. It's not winter hardy, so to speak. But anyways, I wanted to share the back with you before I cut down some of these plants and get rid of the fountain and all of that. As you can see over here, the canna lily, they've come to an end. I'm so sad to see that go. I really love this plant, but I have a video I'll be posting where I will show you how I dig these out and store them for the winter inside, so that way next year I have more canna lilies. And also the elephant air bulbs, these I'm gonna dig out too. But I just wanted to show you all of this before I put the back garden to sleep, so to speak, because you know winter time is when the plants go to rest. And here is, oh my god, one of my favorite. This is a cornflower echinacea. So with this, I leave it up for the birds. It is a good source of food in the winter for the birds. The goldfinches love this, and all different birds would come behind here and eat it. So I just leave this out as is. And then here is the hardy hibiscus in the back, losing its leaves. So with this, oh, and here, like a bloom there. And with this, I leave it alone, and all the foliage would fall off and it will create some winter interest. So when all this foliage dry off and fall off, all I have is just the long stem structure. So it's pretty to see. And then in the spring, I cut it down to 6 inches, and then new growth will emerge. And with your hardy hibiscus, this is one of the last plants to emerge, so it's not dead. It's just one of the last ones to emerge, and when it emerges, oh my goodness, it takes off. So beautiful. And then here is the blushing bride hydrangea. This one with your hydrangea, some of them bloom on old wood and new wood. So if you're not sure, I recommend just leave it alone. So last year I did not cut this back, I left it alone, and it so happened that this bloom on the old wood. So I'm not gonna cut this back, I'm not gonna do anything to it, okay? And the heucheras are looking good. And I got these nandinas. Oh my god, they're my favorite. So I just tuck them in here. I have to figure out where I'm going to plant them or just keep them in a pot. They do well in pots. I may just keep them in the pot and just rearrange for next planting season. And nandinas are also beautiful if you have like a water feature or anything like that. So I have a fish pond going on in the back here. So I may just put them in the pots around the fish pond. We'll see. But those I got on clearance at Lowe's. Yep, Lowe's. Anyway, so I just wanted to share this with you before I put the garden to rest and take down the fountain and all of that. And the Montauk daisy still blooming, looking good still. Everything looking good here. And then look at this. Can you believe my peppers? My peppers bloom late this season. I don't know why. You can see some peppers on here. So I'll just pick them off and take them inside to use in my cooking. And just remove these. And then most of these pots I'll probably be putting spring bulbs in here, so make sure you're subscribed so you can see how I decide to plant and where I decide to plant my spring bulbs. But I just wanted to share the back with you. And let's go over to the other end. Let me show you what's going on over there. And then these rings, if you're wondering, these are my peony rings. So these stay out in the winter. I do not remove them. So when the peony emerges, guess what? The support is already there. It works every time, and they're really, really good rings to have. And then this is the coleus. Coleus don't survive the winter here in zone 6B. So I'm going to pull this out, refresh the soil, and put some spring bulbs in there. And the hostas are there. And then this is the balloon flower. That's dying back to the ground. I don't do anything with it. It just died completely back. And as you can see, everything is just ready to go to rest, right? Spirea still blooming. That will give me winter interest. And this is my new sneezeweed I planted maybe a month ago. Time flies. Anyways, and then here is the bleeding heart. This is a white bleeding heart. This will bloom in summer, so I may come in and just trim this back. And then I have this pot that stays outside in the winter. I just turn it over so that way it doesn't collect any water or harbor mosquito or anything like that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you what's behind here and put in the back garden to rest. And then panning over here, oh, look at my beauty. These are impatiens. They are beautiful, but They're annuals, but these are great annuals to have. They last throughout your first frost. As you can see here, had some frost, and they're really good to have in the garden. So those I would just pull out. And then here's a fire and ice hydrangea, giving some winter interest still. And these plants at the front, these are new plants I planted a couple of months ago. And then here's the blanket flower, still doing good. And then let me take you and show you the roses. These are double knockout roses. I got these on clearance at Walmart. And look, they have new buds here. If you're looking for rose friends, those are a must. And then here is I'll put the name on the screen for you. I'm drawing a blank now. It's related to the Rose of Sharon. There you go, Rose of Sharon. That I planted last fall from Proven Winners. Most of my plants are clearance plant, friends, okay? You can create a beautiful garden if you just shop the clearance section at your garden center. Okay, let's pause a moment. Just look at this. Can you believe it? Look how this is beautiful. It's blooming. This is also knockout rose. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Here's another one over here, still going. And then here's this one. It's like if the rose put on its growth in fall. I'm not sure if that's normal, but it's just amazing. They just got bigger when the fall season came around. And here is a rosebud right there. So what I'm creating here is a beautiful rose hedge. And then I have a pot here. I'll just put some bulbs in here for spring. And the pot stays out. So this is a beautiful rose hedge I have on this end. And let me give you a view from here. Right there. See, that's just a rose hedge. And then over here we have more Rose of Sharon. These are from Proven Winners also. Instead of having arborvitae on this end, I just wanted to create a softer edge than having arborvitae, where you can still see some color. And this is my new rose garden I created. It's a work in progress, okay? So in spring I'll definitely be doing some work to it. But the rose, this is from heirloomrose.com. Look at that, still blooming. And I transplanted a salvia from the front, and this is another rose from heirloom.com. And then this one is a yellow South Africa sunbelt rose. And then I have 2 boxwood. As I said, it's a work in progress. So I have an idea for this, but that will not be executed until spring. And my neighbor actually gifted me these 2 double knockout roses. They're not looking too well, but I'm not concerned. So in the spring, I'll come in and cut them down. But as you can see, you have growth here, green. It's green in there. So I'll come in and cut them down in the spring. And let's pan over here to the flamingo garden bed. Let's see how this is doing. And then here's the dahlia. We're going to dig up the dahlia also. I'm in zone 6B. Dahlias should not survive my winter, but I've noticed dahlias on the other end of the garden, they have. So I may dig this up. I'll cover it with extra mulch. We'll see. Here's another double knockout rose, still blooming. And I'm going to leave this beautiful bubblegum Vistas petunia because they do come back. They should not, but I've noticed they do come back. So I'm going to leave them alone and see what happens. And here is the newly planted sedum. And I'll bring in these flamingo yard decorations. I'll bring them in just to prevent any rust or anything during the winter. And then, oh my goodness, look at this Snaptini. I'm leaving the Snaptini alone. It shouldn't come back. It may come back, but I'm leaving it alone, okay? It's beautiful. And then this is a Proven Winner Spirea. And then behind the flag, we have a white blushing bride hydrangea. And I recently planted this pink powwow echinacea. Look, it's doing so good. But anyway, friends, everything looks good. So I'm just going to come in and just do some final touches to the garden. I just want it to be done with, so that way I could enjoy the winter and just relax. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.